Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. V'al Yerushalayim v'al kol amo. V'al Yerushalayim shalom. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael.
Hashanah Tova, everybody. Happy New Year. I think we might have scared away some people out of my little recent exposure to COVID, but happy to have those of you who are here with us. And we're going to begin by, I'd like to invite Bob Eisenstein, who's our Vice President of House, to come over and make an initial announcement before we begin.
L'shana Tova Tiktivun. In keeping with the sanctity of this space and this holiday, please turn off all cell phones and all electronic devices. If you have circumstances that require you to remain in contact with others, please turn your phone to vibrate and fully exit the sanctuary before you begin speaking. Thank you in advance. Should there be a situation requiring evacuation, there are 3 exits: the front doors through which you entered, the emergency exit to the left of the bima, and you can exit to the right of the bima, turn left in the hallway, and follow the exit sign. It'll be ahead of you on the right. Please follow the instructions of the security team and the ushers. There's an AED in the front lobby.
Thank you, Bob, and welcome again, everyone, to our celebration of New Year, this Erev Rosh Hashanah. We'd like to start with you joining me in the song on page 6, a song that's very familiar to most of you, I think, but one of our beloved songs, Hine Matov, words meaning how good and how pleasant, brothers and sisters gathered together. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim kam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim, shevet achim kam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim kam yachad. Hine matov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov manayim, shevet achim gam yachad.
And we officially begin our service with the opening the doors of the Ark and the Ark curtain. I would like to invite Sarah Yokin to come on up and open the doors and curtain. Please rise in body or spirit. Please be seated. And we're going to continue on page 11. And this evening, since we're live streaming the service, I'm just going to ask anybody who has a part to come on up here and read. But page 11, we continue with the lighting of the Shabbat and the holiday candles. And I would like to invite our temple matriarch, Phyllis Burlow, to come on up and perform that ceremony for us this evening.
The first mitzvah in the Torah is, let there be light. So we are commanded. In everything you do, be a menorah, a bringer of light. Live with honor, act with integrity, do your work with passion, and the radiance of your deeds will live after you. May our ideals bring bright forever, unextinguished, and may we live our lives like the flames we kindle, always stretching upward, striving for the good, reaching for you. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lahazman hazeh.
Page 13. Sorry, I'm foggy.
This autumn night, shades of darkness in the sky are signs of Earth's turning, the fleeting ways of nature. And we, drawn together in this holy house, filled with New Year's hope and light, turn our heads towards you in prayer, in worship, seeking life's essence. In the presence of your love, We feel the nearness of those whose bless our lives, even in death, precious memories of their love. Restore our strength, renew our faith in life's goodness. We acknowledge with gratitude the life you have given us, the bounty that sustains us, your comfort in sickness and sorrow, your compassion in valleys of despair. God of your years, God of eternity, bless us now and always. Be with us in our dreams and in our hopes. Be with us through these days of awe. And we search our souls within and seek the lasting shelter of your love.
Thank you. Page 19. Please rise. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, yehi ratzon shenizkeh levirchoteha, b'shanat chameshet alafim sheva mayot shmonim v'arba. Elohei olam barech otanu ve'et kol beit Yisrael, b'chidush yamenu, b'simchat u'b'shalom. Our God and God of our ancestors, may we know your blessings in this year 5,784. Eternal One, bless us in the whole house of Israel with renewed life, happiness and peace, comfort and courage, resilience and strength. May the words of our heart be acceptable to you in the new year that stretches before us. We are forever grateful for the gift of life. We turn to page 20 and for the Baruch Hu, our call to worship. Bless the Eternal One, the Blessed One. Blessed is the Eternal One, the Blessed One, now and forever.
And we will be singing the High Holy Day tunes for the Baruch Hu and a couple of the other shorter prayers that we sing tonight. Baruch Hu et Adonai Amavorach, Baruch Adonai Amavorach Leolam Va'ed.
Page 22. We read together in Hebrew and then in English. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma poteach she'arim, uvitvuna mishaneh itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirsono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mipnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai tzvaot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu le'olam va'ed. Blessed are you, Adonai. Your great name fills the universe with majestic might. Your word creates twilight and dusk, as your wisdom opens the gates of night. Your discernment separates the changing seasons and causes the passage of time. The stars arrayed across the sky reveal your design. You roll out the cycle of darkness and light, shaping day and night. You sweep away day and carry the world into nightfall, setting day apart from nighttime. You are God of all we can perceive and all that is beyond our perception. Living eternal God, be our sovereign to the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai ha'ma'ariv aravim. Blessed are you, Adonai, creator of twilight and dusk. Page 24.
Love beyond all space and time, your love enfolds your people, Yisrael.
We receive it in your teaching, your gift of Torah, sacred obligations, discipline, and law. So let us speak those teachings when we lie down and rise up and find joy forever in your Torah and mitzvot. They are the very essence of our life, ours to ponder and study all our days. May we never lose or be unworthy of your love. Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael. For you are blessed, the one who loves your people, Yisrael.
Page 26. Continue with the Shema, the watchword of our Jewish faith. Listen, Israel, Adonai is our God, Adonai is one. Blessed is God's glorious majesty forever and ever.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. You may be seated. Please turn to page 28 and join me in the chanting of the V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam B'shivtecha b'veitecha, u'lechtecha v'derech, u'shachpecha u'kumecha, u'shartam le'od al yadecha, v'hayu l'totafot ben einecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha, u'visharecha. Le'ma'an tizkeru, va'asitem et kol mitzvotai, V'yitem kedoshim le'Elohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem, asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim, lihiyot lachem le'Elohim. Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Together in English. You shall love Adonai your God with all your mind, with all your soul, and with all your strength. Set these words which I command you this day upon your heart. Teach them faithfully to your children. Speak of them in your home and on your way, when you lie down and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand. Let them be a symbol before your eyes. Inscribe them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Page 30. Be mindful of all my mitzvot and do them. Thus you will become holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you out of Egypt to be your God. I, Adonai, your God. Adonai Elohechem Emeth. Page 32. Together in English. Truth and faith. These are fundamental to our existence. God alone is their source, and we are Israel, a people of God. Our sovereign saves us from tyranny, redeems us from its violence through countless wonders, from its brutality through great feats beyond measure. We are Israel, a people of God, the giver of life, who would not let our feet give way, the maker of miracles for us against Pharaoh, of signs and portents in the land of Egypt, the one who brought our people Israel from its midst to enduring freedom. Page 34.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, malchutecha ra'u v'hanecha, פוקע ים לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי ענו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל ישראל.
Page 36. We continue with the Hashkivenu prayer, hoping that God will create a sanctuary of peace around us.
Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Hashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ushmor tzeiteinu, לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים.
Together, bless our sleep with peace, Adonai, and awaken us to life when we rise. With power sublime, spread over us your shelter of shalom, and through your wisdom restore us, make us whole. Let your name proclaim your presence in our lives. Be our shield, make us stronger than the enemies we face, illness and war, famine and sorrow, and stronger than the enemies in our hearts, wickedness and sin. Carry us to safety as on wings, for you are the monarch of grace, the sovereign of compassion. You are the one who cares for us and sets us free. Watch over us, we who go forth to life. Watch over us, that we may come home in peace, now until the end of time. Baruch atah Adonai, HaPorei Sukkot Shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, Ba'al Yerushalayim. Page 42, we rise for the tefillah in body or spirit.
Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Svatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Svatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Svatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Anananananana Adonai, Anananananana Svatai Tiftach, Anananananana Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Page 44. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'konei hakol, v'zocher chasdei avot v'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei v'neihem, למען שמו באהבה. זכרנו לחיים, מלך חפץ בחיים, וכתבנו בספר החיים, למענך אלוהים חיים. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. And please turn to page 46 for the Hebrew word. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד אתה, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה. מי כמוך אל הרחמים, זוכר יצוריו לחיים ברחמים, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל.
Together, your life-giving power is forever, Adonai, with us in life and in death. You liberate and save, cause dew to descend, and with mercy abundant, lovingly nurture all life. From life to death, you are the force that flows without end. You support the falling, heal the sick, free the imprisoned and confined. You are faithful even to those who rest in the dust. Power beyond power, from whom salvation springs, sovereign over life and death, who is like you? Merciful God, who compares with you? With tender compassion, you remember all creatures for life. Faithful and true, worthy of our trust, you sustain our immortal yearnings. In you we place our undying hope, the one who gives and renews all life. Page 49.
אתה קדוש לשמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה.
We read together at the bottom. Oh, please be seated. And so, in your holiness, give all creation the gift of awe. Turn our fear to reverence. Let us be witnesses of wonder, perceiving all nature as a prayer come alive. We bow to the sovereignty of your strength, the primacy of your power. We yearn for connection with all that lives, doing your will with wholeness of heart. Awe-inspiring is your creation, all-encompassing your transcendent name. Page 52. Read together at the bottom. You are holy, your name is awe, there is nothing divine beyond you. As the prophet Isaiah taught, the source of all might is exalted through justice, the God of holiness made holy through righteousness. Baruch atah Adonai ha-melech ha-kadosh. Page 58.
God who is ours and God of our fathers and mothers, may our rest on this Shabbat bring you pleasure. Lead us to holiness through your mitzvot, and may each of us find a portion of Torah that is ours. You bestow such goodness, teach us to be satisfied and to know the joy of your salvation. Let your holy Shabbat be our heritage, embraced freely and with love. And may all our people bring holiness to your name by resting on this day. Help us to serve you truly with purity of heart, for you are a faithful God whose truth stands forever. Do I read the Hebrew? Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, melech at kol haaretz, mekadosh haShabbat Yisrael v'yom hazkaron. Our praise to you, Eternal One, whose power pervades all the earth. You bring holiness to Shabbat, to the people Israel, and to this day of remembrance.
Thank you.
Page 60.
Eternal our God, your people Israel yearn for your favor. Receive their prayer with loving acceptance, and may you always desire your people's worship. Divine One, close to all who call upon you, bring your grace and presence near to those who serve you. Pour forth your Spirit on us, and may our eyes see your merciful return to Zion.
Page 62.
God who is ours, God of all generations, to you we are grateful forever. God and protector of our lives, your saving power endures from age to age. We thank you and tell the tale of your praise, your power in our lives, your caring of our souls, the constant miracle of your kindness. Morning, noon, and night, we call your goodness. Your compassion never ends. We call your mercy, for your love has no limits. We call you hope now and for all time.
Page 66. Continue with the singing of Shalom Rav, a song for peace.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasih Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasih leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael amcha tasih leolam. V'tov be'enecha levarech et amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We read together. Peace, profound and lasting, all-embracing, peace, let this be your gift to Israel, your people. In your goodness, author of peace, bless us and all people, every season, every hour, with a peace that is yours to give. Let us and the whole family of Israel be remembered and inscribed in the book of life. May it be a life of goodness, blessing, and prosperity. May it be a life of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Osei HaShalom. You are the Blessed One, eternal source of shalom. We pause for a moment of silent prayer. We now continue with the singing of Osei Shalom, another song for peace, on page 70.
Osei Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Osei Shalom Bimromav Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen.
We now continue our service on page 74 as we prepare to recite Avinu Malkeinu. I'd like to invite Mike Cohen to come on up and open the Ark curtain, and Rhonda Rubin to come on up. Please rise in body or spirit.
Avinu Malkeinu, strong was the faith of generation before us. In exile, they proclaimed enduring hope in the shadow of persecution. They affirmed a transcendent love and compassion. Ours is different age, less confident and certain, more tentative in its trust. There are many who say the works of their hands, you are God's. But when our worship centers on our own creations, we feel less gratitude, more doubt and despair. This is the paradox of our spiritual lives. We grow smaller in self-exaltation, nobler when we reach for you. On this night of return, let us find the humility to come close to you and open ourselves to your presence. For you are absent only when we fail to make room for you in our hearts, distant only when we turn away from you. Now, as others have done before us, let us overcome doubt and speak these words of affirmation. We call you Avinu. As loving parent, forgive our wrongs and failings, accept us in our human frailty. We call you Malkeinu. As sovereign of our souls, help us rise from our brokenness to build a world of shalom. To this vision, we offer ourselves anew.
Page 76. Avinu Malkeinu ein lanu melech ela ata. Avinu Malkeinu, almighty and merciful, you alone are our sovereign. Avinu Malkeinu l'ma'ancha rachem aleinu. Avinu Malkeinu, for your sake show us mercy. Avinu Malkeinu aseh imanu l'ma'an shemecha. Avinu Malkeinu, act toward us as befits your name. Avinu Malkeinu shlach refuah shlema l'cholei amecha. Avinu Malkeinu, bring healing and wholeness to the ill among us. Avinu Malkeinu kara ro'ah gazar dinenu. Avinu Malkeinu, allay the harshness of the decree against us. Avinu Malkeinu kadvenu b'sefer ge'ulah v'yeshua. Avinu Malkeinu, inscribe us in the book of redemption and renewal. Avinu Malkeinu zachrenu b'zikaron tov lefanecha. Avinu Malkeinu, remember our goodness and call it to mind. Avinu Malkeinu aseh l'ma'ancha v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, act for your sake and save us. Page 77 at the bottom.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu va'anenu, ki ein banu ma'asim. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedakah v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Avinu Malkeinu, Avinu Malkeinu.
Please be seated. Yesterday morning, I was putting the final touches on this sermon. I was going to begin by talking about how my son Aaron just started his new job clerking for a federal district judge in Tacoma, Washington. I'm a very braggy mother, for those of you who don't know. I was going to describe how every time I walk past his room, I look at all the memorabilia and can't believe how dramatically he has changed over time, and by extension, how profoundly time has changed all of us. I was going to talk about how at this unique moment in time, we stand on the cusp between memory, Yom HaZikaron, as this holiday is called, and the uncertainty of the future, symbolized by the wailing call of the shofar. I was going to say that this particular moment is a safe haven and a safe place when we have the luxury of reflecting upon where we have come from, what our lives were like last year at this time, how and with who we have spent past holy days, and looking within, considering our goals and how far we have come in achieving them. Then I got a text message from Jeremy Kasanov, our first vice president. He was going to give the president's address tomorrow on behalf of our temple president, Andy Feit, who tore his Achilles tendon a week or so ago and is recovering from surgery which he had 3 days ago. I had just tutored Jeremy's son Jacob for his bar mitzvah Wednesday evening. Then I listened to him practice blowing the shofar, which is so inspiring and he does so beautifully, for our Rosh Hashanah morning service for the past couple of years. He and his brother Hayden were going to be our 2 madrichim, our aides, for our Tomorrow's Children program. The text message read simply, "Oh hi, bad news about Jacob. He woke up not feeling well and tested positive for COVID. No symptoms last night, but now he has bad cold symptoms and 101 fever." My head started to spin. What? Wait a second, we have no shofar blower? We have no madrichim to help with the children's program? Someone needs to pinch hit for Jeremy, who was pinch hitting for Andy? And then after a minute or so I realized, wait a second, I was talking to Jacob for a while in the front hall after his lesson. None of us were wearing masks. Should I even be here to lead all these sermons and services? And if so, will I need to wear a mask which will muffle everything I'm going to say? Then I listened to the weather report. What? The hurricane is not going out to sea and may hit us as they predicted a couple of days ago? All of this compelled me to suddenly throw my sermon out and rewrite this one. So as we sit here contemplating the course of our life on this holy day, we reflect upon the fact that no matter what we do, how hard we try, so much of life is unpredictable. Everything from my son growing up to be a lawyer clerking for a judge, ending up in Tacoma of all places where a first cousin of mine happens to live, to our temple president rupturing his Achilles tendon, to Jacob coming down with COVID 2 days before Rosh Hashanah, to the track of a hurricane. As unexpected, for better but mostly for worse, as all of this is, it pales in comparison to the unpredictable shock waves and devastation of a sudden, unexpected earthquake in Morocco last week, suddenly snuffing out hundreds of lives, flooding in Libya killing thousands, a sudden fire in Hawaii resulting in so much devastation. Life can be unexpectedly good or bad. It might suddenly result in our having to change all our plans and alter the holiest of our observances. God doesn't promise us a rose garden, as they say. On the contrary, the Unatana Tokef prayer we read on these holy days reminds us of the litany of everything that might befall us in the future. Who shall live and who shall die? Who by fire, who by water? Who by earthquake? Who by stoning? Who by beast? Our tradition tells us that we may not have control over what may befall us, but we do have control over how we respond. The prayer ends by telling us that we can temper the severe decree, whatever that might happen to be, through teshuvah, repentance, tefillah, prayer, and most of all, tzedakah, charity. On this night, we are painfully or elatedly aware of the precarious nature of our lives in the world. We consider how well equipped we are to respond to the unexpected highs and lows of the year ahead. Just how prepared are we? The second last-minute lesson I have learned from all of this is how interconnected, how crazy interconnected we all are. This has amazed me throughout the pandemic, because Jacob was unknowingly in contact with certain students and teachers at his school in Weston who themselves didn't know they had COVID. Many aspects of our program for the holy days here in Burlington have had to change. On this night of introspection, as the gates of heaven symbolically open and God judges our deeds, we think about our interconnectedness. Just as the most trivial encounter can result in the spreading of a virus, the ways in which we casually or offhandedly speak to or act toward one another can also have a profound rippling effect on that person's well-being. We never know when a kind word will make someone's day and enable that person to spread that feeling of happiness onto others they encounter. Or conversely, when we lash out at someone, how that hurt and negativity not only impacts the victim, but how that victim will translate that upset to untold others whom that person might encounter. I know from my own personal experience that my spirits can be lifted just by having a pleasant encounter, chance encounter with a neighbor while I'm walking the dog. Conversely, if someone sends me a negative email, or even if a total stranger is rude, it can impact my mood for hours. Our tradition tells us that we all have within us the Yetzer HaTov, the inclination to do good, and the Yetzer Hara, the inclination to do evil. The rabbis tell us that every interaction we have can tip the scales, not just for us, but for the whole world. If someone is contagious with COVID, they can spread the disease to others with just 10 to 15 minutes of contact. We recognize that we can just as easily spread goodwill or negativity toward all the people with whom we come into contact, even casually. The third minute lesson I took from all these changes is that our community is here to help us ride out the unexpected changes in life which will inevitably come our way. When I heard about Jacob, I immediately called Val Jacobs, our religious and ritual chair, Ben Silver, and Alicia McGee, our new religious school director. We set up emergency meetings last night to see how we could navigate these new circumstances. Everyone jumped into action. We had an emergency ritual committee meeting, and everyone showed up with only a few hours' notice to brainstorm how to deal with this new reality. And everybody jumped in to volunteer to help. This is so typical of our temple community. It's here for us, not just to celebrate the holy days, but to share our joy when good things happen and support us no matter what befalls us. Tina Torman and her Chicken Soup Brigade, our temple board, our committees, our members, in our community, people pitch in a moment's notice. We cover for each other. We soften the blow when bad things happen. We rejoice with each other when we have things to celebrate. In this new year, we are reminded that for better or worse, we can't stop the unexpected from happening. And there is at least as much likelihood in the world and in our lives as ever before. But we are comforted in the knowledge that we have each other for support. On this night in particular, as we reflect upon our many blessings, we don't take them for granted. It is so tempting to ask why our lives change in such crazy and unexpected ways. Does God have some incomprehensible master plan? Why do bad things happen in our lives? Our answer as Jews is that the world works in mysterious ways, but we have the ability to temper our response to these challenges, to make life better for others, and that we have our community to lean on for comfort and support. My wish for all of us in this new year is that we relish the good fortune and the good times, that the unexpected twists and turns are minimal, that we have a year of health, peace, and contentment, and that we find comfort, solace, and support from one another when we need it. Amen. We now continue our service with the Elena, which you may find on page 82. Please rise.
Aleinu lishabeach la'adon ha'kol, latet gedula liyotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kigoye ha'aratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
And please join me at the bottom of the page. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומיים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום והשבות אל לבביך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל, והארץ מתחת, אין עוד. Page 84, middle of the page. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Continue with the introduction to the Kaddish on page 88. To everything there is a season, a time for everything under the sun, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to laugh and a time to cry, a time to dance and a time to mourn, a time to seek and a time to let go. This is the time we remember those who gave meaning to our lives. This is the time we remember the bonds that tied us together, the love that we shared, and the memories that remain with us still. Page 89. Our thoughts turn to loved ones whom death has recently taken from us in recent days, and those who died at the season in years past. Our hearts open as well to the wider circles of loss in our community and wherever grief touches the human family. Recall those whose yahrzeits or anniversary of whose deaths occur this week: Dr. Leonard I. Brown, Edward Chaffetz, Maurice Cohen, Esther Neufeld. At this time, if you would like us to remember in particular anybody whose name you'd like to say either in your hearts or out loud as I look across the room as we prepare to recite the Kaddish, you may do that when I look in your direction.
Very dear.
Howard Turner.
We recall all of those who have died in Ukraine over the past more than a year. We recall those who died in Morocco, Libya, Hawaii, all of those who have died from horrible natural disasters, and those who have died of illness and the COVID virus. Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be a blessing in this new year and always. We turn to page 90 as we rise in body or spirit to recite the Kaddish prayer. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabba, v'yalma divrach yirateh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach l'olam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudesh v'shah b'richu. Le'ela u'le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechamata, D'amiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'yimru amen. Please be seated. I'd like to call on Bob Eisenstein once again for the announcements.
Thank you.
So first I'd like to remind all of us that there are 4 mitzvot you can contribute to over the High Holy Days. One is through High Holy Day gift bags, and Tina can say a few words about that.
Okay, thank you. If you would still like to donate toward the fundraiser, it's not too late. And also on your way out, please take your High Holiday bag. They're out on the front table, the little blue bags. And please sign your name that you took one, because at the end of the holidays, Mindy, Stanley, and I will be going through the list, and Temple members who are not able to attend in person will be getting their bags delivered to their door. So we need kind of an accurate number of who's taken their bags. And if you would like to help deliver some bags next week, mid to end of next week before Yom Kippur, let Mindy or I know. Let me know tonight, or you can send me an email, and we get a handful of volunteers. That would be great. Thank you. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Tina. Now Vanessa can explain how we can donate non-sugary cereal.
Hi, so every month we donate 40 boxes of cereal to Jewish Family and Children's Services Family Table program. There's a box out in the front hallway there where people can bring their cereals. It doesn't have to be kosher, but they are interested in more whole grain, low sugar, but it can be any kind of cereal, and I pick it up monthly and bring it to Family Table, so thank you.
Oh, can I say one thing?
Sure.
A few months ago, Vanessa told me, and I didn't know this, Trader Joe's has the cheapest Cheerios, $1.99 for a big family box. I ordered, the Temple was really low on Cheerios a few months back, and I ordered a lot, and I don't know, like 30 or 40 boxes. They ordered it for me, and picked it up, and it was great for that month. So that's a great mitzvah for the Temple.
Thanks, Tina.
Thanks, Vanessa.
Thank you. You can read details about Sept's High Holy Days food drive for the Burlington Food Pantry. Those details are in the announcements.
I'll say a word about that.
Say again? All right.
Yeah, so when you leave here, there are empty shopping bags in a huge pile on a chair next to the door. So if everybody could take a bag with you, the Sept, our youth group, every single year does our High Holy Day food drive, and so we symbolically bring back on Yom Kippur the food that we won't be eating that day. So if you take a bag this evening, bring it back on Yom Kippur filled with the list that you'll see in the announcements of what the Burlington Food Pantry needs. So that's the youth group's mitzvah for every year.
Thank you. And then finally, you can read details about the fall-winter clothing drive for immigrant families. You can read that also in the announcements.
And I'll say something about that too.
Okay.
I don't want to make you have to read. So actually, Brina and I, we organized a huge clothing drive for then how many families were there? 36. There were 36 families from Haiti and other places living in Bedford Plaza Hotel in Bedford. So we had like a huge amount of clothes there, and so those were summer clothes. Now there are 78 families living in the Bedford Plaza Hotel, and they're all going to need winter clothes. So we're going to do a second second clothing drive. This one's just for adults, and so we need sweaters, pants, coats, boots, mittens, gloves, hats, everything that somebody would need for winter. And so the sizes that people wear are from like adult small, like for teens, to extra large. So if anybody has any of those sizes at home, the clothes need to be in good condition and clean. And I'm happy to, if you bring them to Yom Kippur also, just drop off like a bag or whatever you have in front of my office. And maybe we'll get some people, we need to sort those clothes also, so maybe after the holidays we'll have a little sorting party, and then we're gonna bring them to one of the churches in Bedford where they're gonna hold the sales on.
Thank you.
Okay, then finally, I'd like to mention that the High Holidays gift bags are in the lobby. Please make sure you print your family's name on the papers that are on the table. Okay. Sept is holding its annual High Holiday Food Drive.
I already did that one.
You did that one, okay. Services tomorrow will start at 11 a.m. There will be activities in the Hexagon building for children. Everyone is welcome to our family's second day service, Sunday at 11, 17th of September. Please, please, please put your reader cards back in the basket in the lobby so we can use them again next year. Please also join us for our annual Tashlik service at 4:30 p.m. on Sunday, 17th of September. We'll meet at the North Bridge in Concord to symbolically cast away our sins. This is followed by a dinner at the Great Wall Restaurant in Bedford. Please contact Dan Flagg to RSVP for the dinner. Yom Kippur services begin with Kol Nidre on Sunday, September 24th at 7 p.m. Yom Kippur services Monday, September 25th will be at 11 a.m., followed by our Nilah service starting at 4:30 p.m. Please check our website for the complete High Holiday schedule. Shana Tova.
Shana Tova.
Thank you, Bob. And we're going to continue with the Kiddush, which you may find on page 78. I'd like to invite Shelley to come up, Shelley Rosenwald Whitman, to come up and lead us in the Kiddush. Please rise in body or spirit.
Lift this cup for the year that is gone, for mountaintop moments and the taste of joy, celebrations shared, milestones met, all we've mastered and achieved since last we met. For wedding rings, tears, and kisses under the chuppah, new babies, first words, and first steps. For the children who bless our homes and bring life to our community. For B'nai Mitzvah and confirmands. Young teachers of this holy congregation, ours to cherish and guide with love. For beloved wives and husbands, sisters and brothers, for loyal friends who grow more precious with each passing year, for this community which nourishes us all, for all we've learned, for all we've struggled through, for challenges surmounted and disappointments met with courage, for last moments shared with those we loved and lost, for parents and grandparents whose memories are with us forever. We lift this cup for the year that is gone, for the year that begins. May we meet it in strength, in unity, in hope. We lift life's cup and celebrate survival, so we may sanctify each day that is ours.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagavim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romamanu mikol lashon, v'kidshanu b'mitzvotav. V'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava, et yom ha-Shabbat hazeh, v'et yom ha-Zikaron hazeh, yom teruah mikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol ha'amim. U'devarcha emet v'kayam la'ad. Baruch ata Adonai melech al kol ha'aretz mikadesh hashabat v'Yisrael v'yom hazikaron.
Thank you.
Chaim.
Please be seated. And before our closing song, which is Adon Olam, I would just like to welcome all of you here. And we have some new faces for the first time this year, which is always wonderful. And I bet there are a bunch of new faces out there watching. We are so excited that we have 8 new families who have joined our congregation this year. And I know we're going to have even more before we're done. So our congregation is really in an upward swing. We have, I think, 8 new kids in our religious school, which is like a great, we're up to 34 kids in our religious school, which is just wonderful for us. And very, very excited, and it's wonderful to have all of you here. And I hope, as you can tell, like, one of the essences of our congregation is community. And so I hope after the service is over, everybody will greet each other and go up to somebody you don't know and just introduce yourselves. And we're going to conclude our service now with Adon Olam on page 94.
Okay, 298 also, but you have 94, okay, good.
I'd like to invite Andy to come up and close the doors of the ark.
This is a kind of a contemporary version of Adon Olam, which we enjoy doing sometimes. And it'll cover really the first 2 verses. Sounds something like this. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Mi'et Na'asa, B'chefzo Kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nikra. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Mi'et Na'asa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei Lo Hakol Levado Yimno Hara Haya V'hu Hoveh Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Mi'et Na'asa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'rekik Lo Hakol Levado Yimno Hara V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh B'tifara V'hu Haya V'hu Hoveh V'yacharei kichlot hakol livado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh v'tifara. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Mi'et Na'asa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei kichlot hakol livado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'hu yeh v'tifara. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yitzir Nivra Mi'et Na'asa B'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra V'yacharei kichlot hakol livado yimloch nora v'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'tifara. V'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'tifara. V'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'tifara. V'hu haya v'hu hoveh v'tifara.
L'shana Tova, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom. Healthy and happy New Year.
Shana Tova.